about 76, 77, you moved up to Queensland, where you had half a dozen years up there.
Yep.
A lifestyle change, and
well, Terry's family were up there, and I was with the airlines. 2 young girls, and so for career-wise, it was going to be a big assistance to my career sort of thing. I was an accountant, so went up there and had 6 years up there, and then came back and thought, got to get back into cricket. Yeah. So I thought it was a bit harsh, but I had to start in the fourth. But within the year, I was back in the first. Yeah. So I thought that was a bit harsh, because they thought, as with most things nowadays, Ronnie Brents, you'll agree with me here about age, they thought, over 30, over the hill. Yeah. And I sort of thought, well, that's a bit harsh. So anyway, I went back to the force, going through all in, and by the end of the year, I was in the one. So
established again for the next few years, and subsequently played in the ones until you were 40. And only one disappointing final, I suppose. We lost out at Sunshine. I think it was under Burko. We should have won that, and we would have won another flag. We had a reasonable side, and Barry Watson, I think it was either off chipper or caught a second slip early on, and he ended on going on making 86. And Donny Hudson, we ran out by half the pitch, and he was playing with Sunshine then. Got run out by half the pitch, and he got given out, and then so we had to make 200 odd. And we lost, I forget who I opened with, but then Brents and I we took it to 120, I think. And Butch Edwards and Barry Watson, we just had to see them off, and unfortunately I got out, and we lost 3 or 4 quick wickets, which you do sometimes when you lose one. And then Brents got out, and all of a sudden we're 4 or 5 for 130. Yeah. Chipper came in and made a great hand with Burko towards and nearly got us there. So we lost we thought we were absolutely robbed, but some of the umpires had that, so I just like trying to get Jenkins out LB. You can never have to. It was never going to happen.
No, and unfortunately I think we would have beaten Brunswick had we would have played Brunswick in the final, and Brunswick won it. I think we would have
just as good.
Yeah. But that's finals are what it's all about,
And then you moved down into the twos, and had a great couple of years in the twos.
Oh, wonderful couple of we won back-to-back flags, and the first year we won the championship. The second we should have probably won the championship, but got caught on a wet track. But which you do, well, that's cricket. I mean, they cover wickets now. We didn't have covered wickets. And a sticky wicket, they wouldn't know what a sticky wicket is now, though. But, I talked Eddie into coming back, and he didn't want to, because he just played his 200 consecutive games in the ones. And I think he really enjoyed it, and he came back. And look, that year, we had an attack that was as good as any sub-district attack. Chipper, Adam Devlin, Barley, and Brains, Shane O'Brien. Yeah. I mean, and Eddie. Yeah. I mean, over 2 years. I mean, that was phenomenal. You're not going to get a better attack.
No, that's a first 11 attack.
With Shed as a spinner. So, I mean, that was and we were just... And we played, I think, over these probably the best final win I think we've ever had. We got caught once again on a terrible wicket down at Kingy was another one that was Jeff King was another one that was later played a lot in the ones, and we made 92. Was it? Or it was 91, 92 or something like that. And anyway, you played on the Saturday, Sunday, then, and overnight they were 2 for 58. They started breaking out the champagne. They thought they were home and hosed. And I remember Robbo saying, it's not much point coming down to see you. You're going to lose. Thanks very much for your confidence, Robbo. Anyway, Barley came on and got a couple of wickets, and all of a sudden they were 4 for, and then, cut a long story short, they were 9 for, and the captain Their captain always thought, "Oh, you silly person." I'm just watching my language there. He took a single, and I said to Barley, "Come on, bowl the best Yorkie you can if you can at this," and he did, and we won by a run. And I've never seen. I mean, that's the other thing what we've had at Preston too. We've always had wonderful, wonderful people around the club, be it not always on the. Steve and Scotty Harvey, love them dearly, and their mum and dad, Rita and Tom. I mean, they were stalwarts of us. And I remember Tom jumped the fence, and Rita, I think she broke her pencil, and it was just. I went up to congratulate Eddie because we hadn't, and Eddie just was a blur running past me, waving his arms, which I've never seen Eddie show so much emotion and excitement in his life, and everyone just went nuts. It was just an amazing, phenomenal end to a game. It was just, I mean, guys, blokes throwing. The memory's not as good. I think Wacker threw one out from the fence, and Brow took a great, brilliant catch, and it just went together.
Yeah.
And I mean, early on, I'd when they were 2 for 58, in about the first over, I told Barley to go up and fall over, and make out it was too wet to play, which he did. And the umpires just said, "Dave, will you get on with the game? Come on." And so, that just. But yeah, everything just, Shed came on. And,
did his job.
And it was just a wonderful team, a wonderful team.
And as a captain, with the winning grand final, that must have been a huge highlight for you.
Oh yeah, but it was just. But like I say, it was just the guys that you're playing with. I mean. The championship that we won the year before, I mean, out at Malvern, we beat Altona, which was a tremendous game. I mean, we Keith Fairbrother Ali opened and then I put on a few with Shiraz, he got a brilliant 83. No, I got about 60, I think, and then Chip came down put a few under the roof at the far end and whatever, and then Boisterous, I think, well, something like that. He got 96, and it looked like it would get close. Carpy came on and got a wicket when we really needed it. We just all played. We all did our job when we needed to, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful. Oh look, come here, you can sit up there. Just a wonderful, wonderful. We all played together, did our jobs, and just loved it. Benny Ryan, tremendous.
Great names.
And what a shame, Rob Lewicki, who not longer he played in one of them. And but yeah.
By that stage, Dave, you had the nickname Ringer.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I think Scotty Harvey gave it to me, I think.
Right.
I'm not quite sure. But yeah.
Was it Ring-a-ding-ding or what
You'd
was
have
it?
to ask him. I'm not quite sure. But look, I have had many nicknames over the journey, but yeah.
That stuck?
Yeah, it has. It has stuck. It has. But well, look, I think that's the same as my baseball too. It's just the blokes you play with. I mean, look, it's just lovely sitting here with you and chewing the fat about all the other things. The players that we played with, Robbie Morgan and Bags and Scratch, Gary Moore, all over the journey, and it's just been true. And they're just, I'm pleased I can say they're what good friends they are. Nammer, who we don't see around the club much anymore, Tony Garn. But I think this 1860 club is wonderful. I think the whole concept and idea is tremendous, and to just bring guys together and. I'm sure the stories probably get a bit wider as you get older. And
speaking of stories, we got to talk about some of the legendary stories. There was you mentioned Altona before. There was a water hydrant or a fire hydrant.
Oh yeah, I went to. I was going to go down and watch the thirds and fourths in the final. Well, I can't remember was it thirds or the fourths. I said I'd go down and watch them. Anyway, driving in the ground, I'm waving, and then I thought I'd back the car up, and anyway, I backed over a water hydrant and flooded the bloody ground. I had to call the final off for a while until the flood. Calmed down. I don't know what, dissipated a bit. But, oh, geez, I backed over the fire. The next minute, we've got this geezer going about 30 or 40 feet in the air. And I thought, oh, great. Yeah, ringer's there, right?
Yeah. What about the fire?
Oh, well, what happened was...
this is in the VW?
Yeah, I had
the legendary
VW. The VW. That championship we put out at Malvern... drove out to Malvern, and anyway, I can't think it broke down, or I think I broke down, and so I put her up on blocks out there, but she for the whole final, and it stayed there for a week afterwards until I decided to go and pick it up, and then I thought, look, I'll go and get some parts to fix her up. So I got some parts and went out to Malvern, got her out down off the blocks. I'm driving back down, I can't remember the street. And I thought, geez, they're a friendly bunch out there. They were waving to them. So I'm waving out the window to them as I'm driving down. And I get a bit further, and the bloke's wound down his window and says, your car's on fire. And I turned around, there's flames coming out the back of the old V-dub. And I thought, oh, bloody hell. So I pulled up outside the front of the school, and all the kids are up on the fence. They thought it was tremendous watching this car go up. So I got in the back because I wanted to get the parts out off the back seat that I just bought.
Get a refund.
Anyway, I took him back to the bloke to get a refund, and he said, "Geez, bit smoky and there's a bit of ash on him here, mate. What's been going on?" So I tried to explain to him that the car had caught on fire, and I got the refund, but he wasn't exactly impressed at giving me my money back. But yeah,
and we couldn't have a conversation, of course, without talking about you arriving on time once or twice.
Oh yeah.
But what was the most memorable arrival for you?
Well, I can think of three of them. One, there was, when I was living at Wanturna, and we were playing at Preston one day in the ones, and anyway, I thought, oh, look, it's raining out there. I don't think we'd be playing today, so I thought, oh, probably not worth me turning up. So I thought, just in case we might have a hit on Sunday, so I'll ring up the ground and see if Jonesy's there. And anyway, Jonesy answered the phone, and I said, oh, Jonesy, are we practising tomorrow? And he says, no, you bloody idiot. We're 3 for 20, and you better hurry up and get here because the old skipper's not really impressed. So I jumped in the car and got over there, and I got about 20 or, which I think saved me 20 or 30 down the order. Otherwise, I would have been dropped next week. But there was another one that was this in the seconds or the V-dub again, and this is when Dad was umpiring. Anyway, she comped out in Oak Hill Avenue, and Dad was in the front seat. Oh, not really happy. So anyway, I got down there and I'm thinking, oh, geez, I've left the keys at home. Chippers, tremendous. That's really great. Here we are. We haven't got an umpire. You've left him in Oak Hill Avenue. We haven't got any keys to get into the room, so we haven't got any equipment. But I think anyway, we got through that one. And there was another one when Carpy took over skipper of daylight saving. I'd forgotten to turn the clock over. So I get up to Moorabbin and I've walked in and I thought, oh shit, they're playing. There's Carpy out in the middle. Will you hurry up? We've been going 10 minutes. And so I raced into the room, got changed and got out of there. But Carpy, thank you, Carpy. He took over the captaincy for me for that 10 minutes.
And there was another famous one at Geelong, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. That was under Jack. And that was when we were playing at Cardinia. Used to play at Cardinia Park.
We were.
And playing the great Geelong side. We thought we'd meet up in town anyway. That didn't eventuate. And I'm not sure exactly who was, but they used to broadcast the game on Geelong radio, and Jack was really happy because Scratch wasn't there, Bags wasn't there, and I think Pusher and I weren't there.
Yeah, we went onto the field with 7.
Yeah, and I think Johnny Hodges and Jack had to open the bowling or something.
They did.
Was it Johnny Hodges?
Yeah.
I think? Had to open the bowling. Oh, Jack was furious. He wasn't really impressed. Well, here I'm driving down. I think, did I have Bags next to me or was it Bags? I'm not quite sure. But we're driving down the highway. I think, oh, shit, here we are. We're going to be late. We look across.
There's Pusher.
There's another 2 and the other. We think, oh, again, at least we're not going to... Oh, Jack wasn't impressed. Oh, no. But,
Look, for all the humour and your legendary humour, you know, you were a bloody gutsy player with the bat in hand. Never shirked an issue. Got hit stacks of times and hardly flinched, even though sometimes it was really hurting.
Horsburgh was the best.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He was very, very good.
Yeah.